now tuning in to the Val and Val Show, where conversation is art. Conversation is art. Conversation is art. You should chime in. Ain't no telling what to spark on the Val and Val Show. Ain't no telling the Val and Val Show. You know, ain't no telling where we go on the Val and Val Show. Ain't no ceiling, cause the art of conversation is the flow. It's that creativity available when we speak, available in our homes, available in the streets. We just trying to get it sparking and take it a little deeper. Keep it casual while fireside chatting with our people. Yeah, we take it a little deeper. It get hot when we fireside chatting with our people. Cause conversation is art. Conversation is art. You should just chime in. Ain't no telling what'll spark on the Val. The Val and Val Show. The Val and Val Show.
What's going
up?
on? What's going on, people?
How y'all doing?
Hope y'all doing good today. Hello there, La Cherie. We see you up in here, girl. Hope you're doing good over there in the next room. And by the way, it's National Spouses Day, everybody. I hope you've posted a picture of you and your spouse. Don't be a mouse. Show your spouse. I like that. How about that?
I don't know about this. I don't know about this. We already headed down the road. He's trying to be a poet.
Y'all. I'm with it today.
Now.
Yeah, I'm with it today, baby.
Well,
yes,
I can't post anything, so.
Why?
Because I'm not actually on the book. I'm just doing our show and church stuff.
I see. Okay. All right.
Yes,
well,
yes.
All right, Miss Madam. Well, good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining Conversation is Art, the Val and Val Show. You have the host with the most, Valerie Jones. And of course, I am Valton Johnson. Yes, I am. I'm Valton Johnson. And we're greeting you all from afar.
He the man, he the man, he the man.
You'll never know where we are tonight. They speak Japan where I am. What are they speaking over there where you are?
I don't know yet.
I said they speak Japan. They speak Japanese.
Anyway.
Yeah. But we're having a ball.
Yeah, we're having a great time. Just open it up for you all. We're gonna have even a better time because if y'all saw our flyer, it said don't let the bow tie fool you. So
and we're talking about the bow ties that I wear.
He wear the bow ties, but he also, got a side hustle that ain't got nothing to do with bow ties.
Right.
If you go in too deep with his side hustle, you may end up in a bow tie stretched out.
You're right.
But anyway, look, you all. We first I want to mention this. One of our I call him our conversation is art son, Andy Stokes, has been sick. So y'all lift him up in prayer. Right. I actually talked to him the other day. He's home recuperating. Okay. So he said he missed everybody, but he'll be back and up and at it soon. So just keep him lifted in prayer.
Good. And we also want to take a point of personal privilege to say that we're glad Carter Law has recovered. Carter,
yes.
One of our publicists, has been very, very sick for a while during the Magic City Classic during October.
And so I don't know what happened to Valton. Valton froze. But anyway, so we're moving on. Anyway, this gentleman we're going to have tonight, he is someone I know. I met, I guess, a few years ago, just in passing. He's a man with a plan. Hey, he got his professional job and then he got his side hustle. So Mr. Verlon Salley, he's a facilitator and champion for health equity for underserved communities. And he's also an entrepreneur. Well, I'm going to say forced entrepreneur because in his family, he said they had a pecking order for getting on the grill to become a grill master. Well, he didn't peck hard enough, so he didn't make the cut. So he had to come up with something else to do. So, if you can't cook, then you got to be the sous chef, right? You got to be the sous chef. So for his family, since he could not get on the grill, he became the sous chef and he created this sauce, y'all. It's called Big Sal's sauce. And he said, I'll fix something for y'all to put on this meat. And guess what? He did a darn good job, and I'm real finicky and picky. Okay, my husband I didn't know what was gonna happen to him. Thought he was gonna pass out when we used it. So he said he created something for his family, and the influences was all of his upbringing. And I love his slogan. It's called "Hit 'em with the sauce." So come on in here, Mr. Sally. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. I love this energy you bringing, Val. Love this energy. I'm for real.
Look, this is my therapy when I do this show. This is my therapy.
Well, we need to do it twice a week then. At least let me co-host when Val can't be on when he frees up. Let me come in and co-host with you.
Yeah, you can. We actually be looking for people to do that. You're more than
Oh
welcome.
yeah.
We
Oh
always.
yeah.
Yeah, so look, you all, we're having a two-part show. We're gonna tell y'all about the sauce. Then he's gonna talk about health equity for underserved communities, because that is definitely a conversation that needs to be had. So, Mr. Verlon,
Yes, ma'am.
about this pecking order in this sauce, what made you just come up with this?
Yeah. So, what I guess you wanted me to say it. So, how this pecking order actually happened is, I come from a fairly large family. Both my grandmothers had 11 kids, and both my parents have 7 brothers. So the men dominated that generation of my family. On top of that, my parents grew up basically on the same street. So growing up, I can go in between grandparents' houses, and both my grandmothers lived less than, I don't know, 3-4 blocks away. Right. So on Sundays when we had big Sunday dinners, which was in my entire life growing up, you had certain uncles that would get on the grill, certain older cousins that would get on the grill. So this pecking order that existed in me not being able to break through the top 5 had more to do with so many good cooks than it did I wasn't good enough. I was good, but you can either have the 17th ranked dude on the grill or number 5, and I wasn't in the top 5.
There's some reverb. Are you all hearing that reverb that's coming back?
I really can't hear anything.
It's is it supposed to be a buzz? Like
both of you all are having like this echo.
No, I don't hear.
Let me check something out.
You mean either? I don't know. Maybe it's something going on with your computer.
Yeah, he the one that got dropped off.
Yeah, you froze and then you dropped off, so we had to. That's why I took you out.
Nah, I don't hear anything. I don't hear the echo. At least I don't hear that.
Good. So we're gonna keep moving on. So finish going back to you said.
Move on. I'm gonna come back in.
So my apologies. Okay, my apologies. He didn't make. Not that he didn't make the cut.
Yeah. It was just so many great cooks, and not just on the grill. We talking about grilling and we talking about my sauce, but honestly, my aunts are some phenomenal cooks. I mean, corn fritters, the greens, and all the sides was top notch. But when it came to the grill, there's certain men in my family that cook turkey well, grill turkey well. There's certain men in my family that can do briskets, that would do pork. Then certain people in my family are vegetarians, so they did beef ribs. They specialize in a lot of different things. So to get on the grill or have a presence on the grill, I came up with the idea to come up with a rub that would go on all the different meats. And it was one particular uncle, my Uncle Carl. He enjoyed it so much, he said, you should think about making this into a sauce. So I used the rub to make the sauce. And the rest is history. It's good stuff. There's a spicy version. There's a hotter version. I'm toying with a habanero version. And I'm toying with a mild version. But right now I'm selling an original version, which this right here is my original. Let's get that up in there.
Yeah, there you go.
And then there's a spicy version. They both got a little heat to them, but the spicy one just jumped right out at you. And I'm toying with a habanero. Now, I got to admit, there are some people that absolutely love that habanero. I got a little focus group. And then there's others like, man, you put too much fire in that. So if you like hot stuff, this is what you want.
Okay.
And
Well,
it's very flavorful.
Look, I'm finna motivate my co-host because Valton is a cooking guru. Okay, he need to be in your focus group. He really does.
We can do that.
Belton, you cook. Belton cook like he cooking in lunch. You know them lunchroom good ladies that could cook when you was in school. Belton love to cook. I mean, seriously.
Okay.
And he's an excellent cook.
Well, you're very kind. You're very kind, Alan. So let me tell you what happened the other day, brother. So my wife prepared a turkey meatloaf, right? And I had just gotten my box of sauces from Valerie that you provided. Thank you very much. I tried the original and I said, it has a nice flavor to it. I ate a piece of meatloaf. Then I got another piece of meatloaf and I tried the hot. My mother-in-law was here at the time and she tried it and she enjoyed it. Our goddaughter was here. She enjoyed it. So I tried your sauces, and needless to say, man, and audience, I ain't lying. I'm almost out, man. That junk is off the hook, bruh. I'm
okay,
so
now
serious.
Verlon, let me tell the story.
Hey, which Verlon you talking about?
Okay,
It
y'all.
ain't been long enough for you to be Verlon yet.
No, let me tell y'all what Belton's talking about. I interchange their names when I'm talking to when I call him Belton, VV. But let me tell you really what happened. Okay, I delivered the sauce. I think I can't remember what day I delivered the sauce. Sunday, I believe it
was Sunday.
Whatever
Sunday
day
after
it was.
Sunday after church.
Anyway, he calls me back. Valerie, call him and get his cash out. I need some more. What's his cash out? I said, Belton, he got a website. I'm serious. He was like, we almost out.
Yeah, that's real. I got so
it's the list.
Technically, I've been making the sauce for over a decade.
Wow.
And so it wasn't. This is not I need a side hustle real quick. I need to make some money. This is actually something that has been a passion, and a lot of people have had their opinions on over the last 12, 13 years on how to make it better. And because I've been giving it to individuals in my family, I want to make it special for them. There's some people in my family that say put more cumin in it. There's other people that say put more heat in it, put more cayenne pepper. There's other people that say back out that onion powder a little bit. So I perfected a taste that everyone would appreciate.
Right.
That being said, that focus group is tried and true. And so when I tell you it's good, I told Val, I said, when I tell you it's good, trust me. There have been 500 people that tried it out before you that tweaked it. It's good. Trust me.
It really is. It really is. And, the weather's going to break in a couple of weeks. Because, it's Alabama. It'll be 75 degrees in 2 weeks. So it's time to break out the barbecue pits. So I really need to get that sauce so I can share it with some folks that I know wants to cook. And can cook.
We got you. We got you covered.
Okay. All right.
But mind you, I've never called it, and most people that know me well, I don't call it barbecue sauce. It's an all-purpose sauce. It just goes well on barbecue, but you can put that on salmon. I know people that put it in the air fryer in salmon. They love it. I know people that only use it on wings. I know people that use it as salad dressing. Some people that use it as tofu. It has so much flavor that it doesn't overwhelm the food that you can put it on anything.
Yeah. Hey, what's the old commercial? I put that on everything.
Yeah. But don't quote me on that because I can get sued.
Well, and let me tell you this. I actually did some field peas. And I do concoctions. I told myself, okay, so I put some spinach in there and I put the field peas and I said, okay, let me drop a little bit of this big style sauce. And it was really delicious. So what I'm looking forward to is like making tacos, and those type dishes as well. I do a chickpea bake. It's just so many things. Actually, today I cooked for Terrell. I actually used it on some pork chops.
That's it.
Oh my goodness! And you all, for some reason, I normally don't like hot stuff, and that spicy is hot. You all, I can't imagine no habanero. They probably have my nose dripping. But as I've gotten older, I'm doing things in reverse. As I'm getting older, I'm starting to like hot stuff. When most people usually be like, "Oh, that's too spicy," but now I'm enjoying spicy stuff, and I'm going to tell you all, Verlon, I gotta give it to you.
I'm glad
It's
you
not just
appreciate it.
good. It is delicious. I mean, I'm trying to think of what I thought was a sauce I really enjoy. And I told you what I did too. I did a taste test. I had actually bought some in Phoenix. A black gentleman here's called Big Red. So I actually did some wings. That's what I did too. I did did two with the Big Reds, and I did two with yours. And my husband preferred yours. He said the other one was good, but however God gave you to tweak them spices,
Yeah,
he did
it's
that
good stuff,
thing.
man.
He did that thing.
It's on
I
point,
told you,
brother.
but I said, go ahead and taste theirs first, and then you're gonna taste mine. I've heard it enough to know it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
It really is. It really is. Are you going to try to get it in stores?
Eventually, I want to get to that point, but I want to own everything in the process.
Yeah.
You know, when I say I want to be black owned, I want the facility to be black owned. I want the employees, if I get to that point, to be all black employees. I want every step in the process, whether whoever's driving the truck to the grocery store to drop it off, I want them to be black too. So as long as I take my time with that and build up enough revenue and capital to do so, then I'll eventually achieve my goal of being in the grocery store. But this year, I plan to hit all the farmers markets. So
Do
the
you
peppers.
do you need a commercial or anything written and spoken of?
No, I'm not. I'm not ready for that yet. In due time, it'll happen. If you go to Instagram, Sally Sauces, there have already been two people that made a commercial.
Okay.
I guess a video of my sauce.
All right.
Several. I guess one of them is a pit master. He's made at least 3 commercials using my sauce on Instagram. Another one is a comedian. He's made a skit using my sauce. So I got people that's ready to do that if I need it done. And it's been all organic. I didn't ask anybody to do anything. They just like the product that much that they ran with it.
And that's the best advertising.
Yeah. And that's true. You know, word of mouth even beats advertisement because you passing it on. Because I've been telling everybody about it. I don't know how many times I sent off your website. And I just posted twice because you all, it is worth it. It is worth it. So,
Folks,
mean,
trust me. Trust
it's
him.
worth it.
It's good stuff.
And I'm not even trying to break the bank. It's only $6 a bottle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. I mean, it is delicious. Now this was interesting when me and you were talking. He was like, somebody put it in baked beans, and I couldn't believe that. I was like, really? You didn't think that's what you do?
I didn't think to do that.
Yeah. Now, where are you from?
I'm born and raised Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a little street in him, so don't mess with him.
But my dad's side is from South Carolina, rural South Carolina, a place called Blackville. And my mom's side is from Louisville, Georgia, which is right outside of Augusta.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, that's actually what that "don't let the bow tie fool you" mean.
Yeah,
you from
that's
Fort
what
Lauderdale.
No, I'm not about the foolishness now.
No, but it is. This is my niece saying, can we get it in the Midwest? Niece, you know Auntie gonna take care of you. I got you. He should, but I got you.
I've been tracking how many, I don't know why I did this, but it was just felt fun to track how many states I've sold it in so far. I've already sold it in 27 states. I'm happy about that. And so it's been West Coast, it's been Midwest already. Yeah, I'm happy about that.
Man. That's really good.
I gotta try something with some salmon now. I want to do that.
I gotta get that habanero.
Yeah, I got you.
That's my favorite.
Hey, well, I got it here for you. And so it just came out the focus group. So only about 18 people have even tried the habanero. Okay. So you'll be amongst the first to actually have the finished product.
All right, good. I'll order it tonight.
No, you can't order it. I'm gonna give it to you. I haven't put it on the website yet.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
I'm gonna have to think about that, man. The spicy is spicy.
well, I like spice. I had habanero wings today from a company.
Oh, okay, good. He already knows.
I love habanero, man. That's my flavor right there. I'm a big spice guy. I love it hot.
Okay. I appreciate that. I see somebody said Detroit welcomes me. So It's good
Yeah,
in
that's my
Detroit.
niece.
I got folks in Detroit that love it. So appreciate
Look,
you.
this is my adopted daughter here. And actually, now that I think about it, Verlon, tell you about her. She started a group called Outdoors of Black Women, and that's to get
Oh,
Black women to camp and all things outdoorsy. So we're gonna be having a big event in May. So part is gonna be grilling. So I got to make sure we
The
have
yeah,
some of
sauce
your
is
yeah.
on deck.
sauce.
The
Got
sauce
to
got
make
to be
Yeah,
on
sure.
deck.
I had to give it to you to get out there because I ain't going outdoors for nobody. So I'm gonna have to make sure you get it so you can take it with you because that ain't gonna
That's a
happen.
shame. That's a
I
shame.
can't
You
drop
ain't
it off.
going.
Yeah. So we'll take that. I got you, Toyin. So look, you all go on and go on now, y'all, and all that sauce tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
Tonight.
You gonna appreciate it.
And
I
this is what I
promise you,
want
you
you to
gonna
do.
appreciate it.
Get what you think is your favorite um dressing out, marinate now, and then when you
Hmm.
get his, make sure you try both of them. And I promise you, look, my cousin said she giving it a try. She just placed an order.
Got you.
Good, good.
And that's
And
another
and
thing
I,
about me. I kind of make it to order. If you order it today, you'll have it in 2 to 3 days, no question. And it'll be fresh. It'll be out the pot 2 days ago.
Wow, man.
Yep.
That's
hey, check that one
that's
out. It's sassy. It's sassy. Sal's best friend.
Oh boy. That's my super friend.
oh Lord.
But it's great. It seems like you have a lot of support and customers already. So I definitely will be buying that. Hey, no more crafts, no more. What's the other
right,
folks'
right.
name? Look,
They,
your
yeah,
name. You don't wipe them out my brain. I don't forgot the name of them.
what they say? Which one do you recommend? All three?
Oh yeah, yeah, all of them. But to be honest, the reason why I probably have a pretty good base, like I said, I've been making it for 12 years. And in that 12 to 13 years, I've lived in 3 different places since then.
Mm.
Kind of came up in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's probably where I perfected the sauce at that point. That was in 2007. From Raleigh, North Carolina, moved to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was there from 2012 to 2017. Had a group of friends there, professionals and frat brothers and so forth. And then in 2017, at the end, moved to Birmingham. And over that time, I'm sending sauce to North Carolina, to Pittsburgh. They telling friends, and Alabama's growing and so forth. So yeah, that thing is blowing up. And everybody has a unique or one thing that they love it on, and that's how I found out it works on a lot of different things. Because there's some people that will only put it on pork chops. There's some people that I love it on my ribs. I love it on my salmon. I love it on this, that, fries, pretzels, nachos. If you go to my Instagram site, Sally Sauces at Instagram, at Sally Sauces, you'll see pictures of all of the different things people put it on. And I try to put on those Instagram posts the cities that these people live in. So you'll see that it's been proven all over the country.
Mm-hmm. Well,
As Kyle said, hit him
That
with
my
the
man
sauce.
Kyle. Hit him with the sauce, Kyle. You right.
Wait a
Even
minute,
that was
is that the one that did the video that I asked you
nah,
about?
nah,
Okay.
no. But this is one of my frat brothers. I'm an Alpha, by the way. I didn't say that early on. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
We're not having any politics on this show.
No, we ain't doing that. But ever since I started selling the sauce, which has only been about 2 years, everything has come from some person I know or some person in my fraternity that's helped me. This label was created by a frat brother. He was like, just send me your picture. And he came back with the label. The tag, hit him with the sauce. That came from a frat brother that was just joking around and saying, man, this sauce go on everything. Just hit that with the sauce. I've been helped by so many different people organically because they love the product and they want to see it grow.
That's great. I do too.
That's
I'm looking forward to it.
That's
And
good
it's
stuff.
great. It's great to be able to buy something for us by us. Like you said,
Oh,
your
yeah.
goal is to have whoever's driving the truck, who's going in there to, put it on their shelf that they're black. And it's not that you excluded other, it's just that it's time for us to employ us so
I
that we
love
can
it.
grow some wealth and build some generational wealth. I just had to throw that out there just in
Let
case
me ask this
some of the
question.
haters want to show up.
Let me ask this question. do you make it in miniature bottles? And the reason
When
I'm
I
asking
go,
this question is because I'm about to have an event, and
uh-huh,
about 300 people are going to be there.
uh-huh.
And I was thinking perhaps if they come in miniature size, we could place that in some of the other stuff that we're going to give away.
Love what you're doing. I love the idea. And yes, I have already identified a miniature bottle that I want to put it in when I go to the farmer's market for samples and so forth. So that's
Yeah,
basically what you're saying. You want to put it in like maybe gift bags or giveaways.
right.
Yes, I can do that. I have identified the bottle to do it in, but we can talk offline and make that work for you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I
I see
like
my
Hey,
that.
other super
Verlon.
friend on. I want to give
So
a
what
shout
now?
out to my other super friend,
Who your
Caroline.
other
She's
super?
on. She
Okay.
said the sauce was so good. When I first gave her a bottle of sauce, she said, I had to tell my brother who makes sauce that your sauce was better than his. I said, you told your brother? She said, I
Hey,
had to give
listen.
it up. It was that good.
It's like we said growing up: tell the truth, shame the devil. Just gotta
Yeah,
tell the
yeah, that
truth
was
sometimes.
big.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
dared my
listen to
sister to
this.
tell me somebody's sauce better than mine, so I know that was
Hey, the
good.
sauce is the truth. That's what
Hey,
they saying. It
that's
is.
what she my
It
super
is.
friend.
So look now. Hey, y'all better do a come up. Look, Verlon gonna be looking for employees. So you better
Yeah.
listen. And all they're gonna
Hey,
be
right.
have you been using this sauce? We're gonna give y'all a taste test to see so you won't be lying when you put it in your
Yeah,
job
you needed me to
application.
come back. You needed me to come back on for another 2 or 3 months from now and be like, was I telling the truth? They're gonna be like, yeah, he's legit.
Oh
Right. So,
yeah.
so basically, what you've just done was open a workforce development organization. You
Uh-huh.
want folks to drive the trucks, to
Uh-huh.
drive your product, have the
Uh-huh.
facility to make the product.
Yep.
So you just opened up a whole stream of work opportunities.
And tell me that ain't what Alabama needs. You know
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
Yeah.
yeah.
Alabama needs.
So,
Hey,
That's the
look, and
perfect
I
place
and
to
I
do that.
already and look, and I have your publicist in the waiting. When you need somebody to be up in the midnight hour managing stuff, pushing it up. But my daughter got you. Hey,
I
baby,
got
mama
you.
doing a.
Hey, send me your resume.
Hey,
hey,
mama got
Verlon,
you, baby.
send it through me. I have a human resources background, so
Oh, okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. We already doing interviews right now. So
right.
you gonna be my human resource guy. I love
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
yeah.
look, hey, if you haven't figured it out yet, Verlon, Valton is a entrepreneur time 2000.
Okay.
Hey,
2,000 now.
Okay. So are we
you know what?
segueing to work? Are we about to bring up work now?
Yeah.
Seems like a perfect work
Yeah, yeah,
segue.
that's our
So I tell you
transition
what,
now.
Verlon, I tell you this. Let's give this some thought. Since you're talking about work and we're talking about all these things organically, what if we placed some of your barbecue sauces as a product placement in my movies?
Ooh,
I'm a filmmaker.
okay.
See, welcome to Dollar Heights right there. That's a film
Okay.
episode that we have. We have a contract to do 6 episodes, right? So we can
Uh,
do a product placement of your product very easily.
man. Val, you
Okay.
ain't tell me you had connections like this. Val, you've been holding back.
He's telling
I
you.
I know, but you should have told me. Come on.
Oh,
Yes.
stop. Okay. Oh
We're
no,
doing
hold on.
that.
See, I was not going to bring this up, people, but I'm gonna be petty. First of all, I told you all I met Verlon, a few years ago. And the reason he's on here tonight, you all, is not because of him. I just
Uh,
happen to be on another platform, which I need leave nameless. And I see this post by him that says, when someone finds out about the side hustle, and I'm like, and they talking about this all, I'm like, you got a big business and you haven't
okay,
said
you got me.
a
You got
word.
me.
So now it's out of the kindness
You
of my
got me.
heart that I invited him to be on here because he all underground. I said, you don't want to sell no sauce then.
That ain't it. This is upbringing. This comes from upbringing.
Yeah.
My father has always taught me a job, the reward for a job well done is to have done it. You
Yeah.
ain't got to spike the football. You ain't got to throw your hands up. You ain't got to put out a lot of marketing materials. If it's good, they will find you
Yep.
and you will be rewarded because you follow Christ's word. You ain't got
Yep.
to say nothing more than that. So you're right, Val. That's how you came across knowing that I even made the sauce, even though we've known each other for like 5 years. But you didn't find out about the sauce till a couple of months ago
I was
because
like,
I
I
don't
could
talk
have
about
been
it.
buying the South. That's okay. That's okay.
So I'm supposed to find out about Dundrill. Am I saying it right? Dundrill?
Dundral Heights.
Dundrel.
Okay, Dundrill. So I'm supposed to find out about this just as organic. So I should respect that. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So look, so now we finna make this pivot on into our next conversation of his primary hustle, not the side hustle. This is primary hustle, being a facilitator and champion for health equity. And you all know, if we didn't learn anything else about health equity as it relates to disparities during COVID, we for sure learned, when Black people and other people of color, poor people don't have access to care. And also sometimes getting care to them is just not a priority. We know how we roll in this country, the have and the haves not. And the haves generally get what they need first, even though they may not be at the higher risk. So share with us how you came about being this champion for health equity.
Yeah, sure. So my career has always been as a radiology administrator. So you think about MRI, CT. So I'm in healthcare. Shout out to my boy Johnny Boggs real quick. That's my other frat brother that I love so much in Raleigh, North Carolina. I give him a shout out real quick. But I came up in as a radiology administrator in healthcare. I got my master's in health administration from Virginia Commonwealth University. And so I was trained to be a hospital administrator. So since I graduated in 2002 with my master's up until maybe 2 years ago, that has been my career. It's been taking me to different hospital systems, very respected, well-known hospital systems in their areas. Sort of like how UAB is here in Birmingham, where we are. You have the big bad wolves in Pittsburgh, UPMC. The big bad wolf in Virginia, Virginia Health System, UVA Health System. I work for all those places, right? And radiology has just been my bread and butter. And one day, the George Floyd murder happens, right? But there's been other social injustice even before that. But for that to be on video, that put awareness in the front of white folks' eyes, like, ooh. And then the pandemic happens on top of that. So you got social injustice, Aubrey, Breonna Taylor. You got all these social injustice, and then you got a healthcare pandemic happening simultaneously, but that pandemic is killing Black folks. So what happens is those health systems that I talked about in these areas, in these urban cities, that realize we got Black folk dying in neighborhoods that are right down the street from this very hospital system that is internationally known and so forth. How could that happen? If we were serving them, they wouldn't have these pre-existing conditions. If we was being fair and true to them, they wouldn't be the ones dying first of these of this pandemic of COVID and so forth. We better get somebody that look like them and be our resource from the healthcare facility to the community. Someone that can go in and partner with clergymen, can partner with local government officials, can partner with community-based organization leaders and collaborate on how we can deliver better healthcare or provide better access to the healthcare here in our facilities. So that's how I got my job. I was one of few Black executives at the time that this happened, the pandemic and social injustice, where the CEO at the time was looking for someone internal that looked like the community that needed the most help, the marginalized community. And I was probably one of four choices he could choose from. And what made me unique to him was I was already actively involved in the community. I was already on the board of the YMCA. I was already doing things for my fraternity, giving back scholarships to some of the schools that I mentioned that I've gone to in the past, working with people in my purview and mentoring them. So I don't know how he knew that, but that was a feather in my cap for why he wanted me to apply for the opportunity. And boom, I'm the vice president of community health equity. I'm a facilitator of progress. That's how I call it.
Good.
So I do go out. I do go out to churches in Birmingham. I do go out to community-based organizations and talk about how my organization, and I'm just going to be open and honest, University of Alabama Birmingham Health System, how we can better partner with these community agencies to ensure Black and brown people have a fair opportunity to receive the same quality health care that everybody else is receiving. That's what health equity is. It's having the fair opportunity to get the best health care you can possibly get, regardless of your social determinants in which you live in.
And Verlon, I can back on that because I know I worked at Cooper Green for 24 years, which it was a key, provider to those underserved. And I really thought about it during COVID. We still had the inpatient, and it had really had the support it had, where we even had the death toll like it was. Because that was one thing we were vital with, very active in the community, doing community fairs, making sure people had access to care. And truly, it did not matter whether you had insurance or not. And what some people did not realize, that there were plenty of people that came to Cooper Green that had insurance based on their experience with disparities and not having health equity. So they chose to stay with the physician team, which was the Jefferson PC, because of that, because of the medical mistrust. And of course, being involved with the vaccination process and how long it took to get even a vaccination site in a community for Black people and other people of color was just slow. So learned a lot of lessons, and hopefully we never have to go anything like COVID again. But if something does happen, that we will be mindful of how even policies are made, because what you're talking about, it's important to have people look like us on the policy level, because nationally, the way they rolled out the vaccine to be given was not for the people at risk.
That's right.
It really was.
That's right.
Based on the age group, that actually applied to the majority of white people that was even in the age group for getting the vaccine first. And it actually pushed others far down the list. They didn't even have the
even worse, Val, even though they had an age criteria first, when they pushed out the vaccines to the health departments or the hospital systems like ours, they said, okay, here's the age criteria, here's the vaccine, go set up your vaccination sites where you think it should be.
Yeah.
So it was even the criteria of age was superseded by where we thought it should go. Location-wise. It didn't end up at Parker. Until Parker High School, that vaccination site at Parker High School, which I worked the entire time it was there as a volunteer, that was 4 to 5 weeks after Hoover was open. Right? Yeah. So there's some culpability from all these health systems and health clinics and so forth that they didn't initially do the right thing. But that's why it's important to have people like you and I at the table to have these conversations. So representation is extremely important.
Definitely. And you gotta, and also with health equity, we have to teach our community how to be an advocate for their family members or their friends and themselves. Because what I often tell people, been a nurse for 34 years, if you have a physician that's not hearing you, you have plenty of choices these days to find someone else. You do not have to keep going to someone who is dismissing you. I use myself for an example. I had some palpitations occur Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And because of all the disparity in healthcare, and we've heard the stories of physicians dying, physicians that were in their own hospital beds died because their concerns and their complaints were not taken serious.
Not heard, yeah.
And that's crazy. So when I said I need to just go to the ER to get this checked out, and for the first time ever in my life, I never tell people I'm a nurse. I always wait to see how they're going to treat me. When me and my husband hit that ER, the first words out my mouth were, I've been a nurse for 34 years and 14 years emergency room experience. Now, I don't know if they would have treated me any different, but I wanted to know them straight out the gate. Don't even try. I mean, hey, I got the super mother load workup, okay? And in the conversation, when the doctor found out I had worked at Cooper Green, he shared with me that he had been trained by one of our physicians, which actually gave me even more comfort, knowing that he was trained. And I give him a shout out, Dr. Rick Player, who, if anything was wrong with me, I would want him to take care of me.
Did you say Dr. Rick Flair?
Player.
Oh.
Yeah.
You thought he was a wrestler, didn't you?
Yeah. I thought you said Rick. Woo!
Yeah, it's really that. I was like, I'm not going up in this ER with these folks talking, oh, it's hormonal, oh, it's in your mind. No, you are
Uh-huh.
gonna take this serious. And I appreciate that. But in the greater scheme of things, I should not have even felt that was necessary.
Right.
Because
Now,
the bottom line was when somebody presents to wherever for a chest pain, shortness of breath, or whatever, you treat them based on what they're telling you and not how you feel or their color of the skin, their gender or whatever. But we know that happens very often
yeah,
in the
and
healthcare
I don't leave it up
environment.
to chance, Val. For you gave a good example. I'm gonna give you another one. Last year, I reached the age to have the colonoscopy. So I'm 49 years old. Last year I was 48, and basically, my physician, white guy, um, worked for the same health system that I worked for. He said, "Hey, you reached the age where you need to have a colonoscopy." I said, "Yeah, it's time to do it." He said, "Well, let me present to you some other options." He said, "We can do the Cologuard where you just, dump in the bag and send it in. We can do a virtual col." Oh, why are we giving me these other options? He said, "Well,
Virtual.
I understand that some black men are nervous about the." I said, "Give me the gold standard that you give anybody else.
Right.
Don't present other
Yeah.
options for me that are not the gold standard because you have this unconscious biases that I was going to be shocked that somebody's going to put a scope up them behind. I got no issue with that. If you trying to find cancer, let's do what's the gold
Right.
standard."
Right.
Oh, okay, brother. So I'm thinking like, hey, well, how many black men may have sat in this chair that took them other options where something could have been missed?
Right.
Yeah,
Nah.
true. I
So,
gotta
so I
put
said
this
all that to
up.
say, I am totally comfortable for letting you know who I am, who I work for, what my knowledge is, and you ain't gonna get nothing by me from me coming into this facility and treat me like you think you treat any other or marginalized black men or people that don't have the right education or whatever your biases are. We're gonna address this at the door because I'm knowledgeable of what you should be doing. I'll let people know that up front, Val. I don't feel
Yeah.
bad about letting them know.
And then Toyin just posted this. She said, too often when you hear about how people like Serena Williams, who got a boatload of money, okay, were
Mm-hmm.
treated, even money doesn't buy us equity.
Nope.
And you have to be,
Mm-hmm.
and she had to fight to live. Had she not fought for herself,
Yeah.
she possibly would have died. Now, I'm kind of extreme because even with the physician that died, she had COVID and they won't listen to her. I'm one of them people. I would call 911 from a hospital bed and have myself transported somewhere else. That's just the bottom line.
You gonna call?
Yeah,
Nah, I ain't
I'm
never
not.
heard that. We gonna call 911 from the hospital bed.
Yeah, I
That's
would.
Hey,
I
cold.
would
hey,
have
Verlon,
myself
Verlon,
transported
Verlon,
somewhere else.
Verlon. Hit her with the sauce.
Hey, you know that tagline already. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to hit her with the sauce.
But you all, sometimes it's that extreme. A friend of mine, her a daughter-in-law delivered a baby, and thankfully she was there. Um, the nurse didn't want to treat her post-delivery pain, and her
Hmm.
mother-in-law was her advocate and told her, "No, you will give her something for pain and discomfort. What do you mean?" And you have to know my girlfriend. She ran up one down the other. Then she called and told me get me somebody in charge too. So,
Yeah,
but come on now.
that's oh god, you make me think of my mom. Oh my goodness, that's one lady that you want on your side, Cherry Sally. I hope she don't never see this because she be like, "Why you putting me out there like that?" But yeah, you see how we changed the demeanor changed when we went from the sauce to work. It's serious at work, man. It's
Yeah.
serious. People lives, people
Yeah.
opportunities, people access to healthcare. It is serious.
And this is another good statement. We must care for all our people, not just ourselves. Advocate for self, advocate for others, and it matters. As a matter of fact, I have a good friend of mine. Her daughter lives in New Orleans, so something was going on with her, and I get a call, and she says, "Miss Val, Mama told me to call you." So, and I was like, "Okay, when you hit that, I need to be doing this," and she called today to give me a update. She had followed up, and she got the care she needed. But the interesting thing she said in these conversations she's having with them, and she's very intelligent. She said one doctor even said to her, "Wow." You should know a lot, as if she shouldn't know.
But microaggressions,
Yeah.
that's what that is. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you know a lot? So those are the things that you have to really deal with, because
Hmm.
I know I was an advocate many times in the ER for patients, not just black folks. I remember this young white guy came in. Yeah, he had been drinking and probably doing whatever else. Fell. He ended up dislocating his shoulder and cracking his clavicle. So how bad
Mm.
could you get? How bad could it get? It was time for them to try to reset his arm. And the resident came in, and because he was drunk and high, he wanted to do it without medication. And when I walked into a system, I was like, what do you want me to get him for pain? Nothing. He just gonna have to do it. I said, no,
Mm.
you will not set his arm without something for pain. And he was like, well, you refusing to help me? Yes. And he proceeded, and
Mm.
I literally put my hand on his arm. I said, if you try to set his arm again, you're going to have a serious problem. I said, I am going to call the attendant. I called the attendant, and he came down there. He lit him up. When he brought him out the room, it's like he had found Jesus and repented and got saved.
As he should.
And he let him
As he
know,
should.
you don't have the right to hurt somebody worse just because you got a problem. Yeah, he drinking, he high, but he's a patient here.
Val, I appreciate you telling me that, because now that's a great story for me to use when I talk about unconscious bias. To think that that would have been okay because
Yeah.
this person was in that situation. So one of the other things I do in my role is I have to meet with groups of first year and second year med students and first and second year fellows, and we're teaching them at UAB through a certain program, unconscious biasness training, anti-racism training, social determinants of health. Actually, I facilitated a class last night, and so now I got a new example. You just gave me a good one of unconscious bias situation where you shouldn't put yourself in, but because you feel a certain way because of the patient's the way he's presenting to you, you're not treating him or her like any other patient based on that circumstance. Maybe you got this thing towards people that come in drunk that you can treat them like anything because they wasted their lives, or in this given situation they use bad judgment. Now you about to use bad judgment as a caretaker.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not okay. That's not okay. Man, boy, let's talk about sauce again. We done got too serious in here.
So we got to educate the people to know about
I
things.
hear you.
And you
I
all,
hear you.
let me tell you something else. The option many people don't use. Complain.
Uh-huh.
Call for somebody right there to show up on the spot. You ain't got to go home.
Yeah.
Call right there on the spot and tell them, I need somebody else in charge. I need to talk to somebody in charge.
Yeah. In
Because
that case, Val, in me, I learned that because we didn't talk about my parents, but my mom was a patient care advocate in the ED, in the hospital I was born in, Broward General in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And she would always tell me about how she would have to advocate for patients that either spoke up or things that she witnessed. So she always taught me, you don't hold your tongue when somebody is getting care in your presence or it's you that are getting cared for. You don't hold your
yeah,
tongue. Don't leave this facility saying, well, I hope that was okay. Well, that doctor was supposed to take care. If you feel it's wrong, you better say something right then and there. And if you can't say something, call me. And I'll be like, I don't want to call you, mama. I get it. Mama, you don't want my mama to come up and show up and act up. You don't want that.
yeah. And to restate what Kimberly Patton posted, we got to care about each other. Period. We have got to care about each other. And I tell people this: you do not need to go to any healthcare institution alone. Period. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Someone needs to be there with you. I had a
Absolutely.
system with my aging parents. I had people in my hometown 20 miles away that would take them to doctor's appointment when they were up and about. I had a red binder. I had talked to every one of her physicians. I said, this is how this is going to work. When my parents come in, you can do all your examinations. If it's something that you need to talk to me about first, call me. But at the end of their visit, my mother will call me on her cell phone, and I need an update. If I am doing something I can't answer my phone, I need you to write it in this notebook. And I asked them, can you work with that? If you cannot, then you can't care for my parents, because as their daughter and their healthcare advocate, I needed to know, because older people, they'll hide stuff from you and everything. And you need to be involved. No one should be going to get any testing alone. Y'all, stuff go wrong. Not intentionally, but anything can happen when you go to a hospital for something. And definitely do not let people with special needs and the aging folks go to their doctor's appointments alone. You need to be present so that you can interpret things for them. Or better yet, I would tell doctors when I went to my mom, sometimes they would automatically start talking to me because I'm the nurse. And I would say, excuse me, I thank you, but I need you to talk to them in their language, because I'm going to leave and go back to Birmingham, and I need to make sure they can understand what you're saying to them. And they probably called me all kinds of things when I left out the office, but I ain't care, because this is my mom and dad. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I need you to talk to them and treat them with dignity and respect.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna switch gears a little bit. We have had a very serious conversation as it relates to disparities and such as that, but we want to get back to the sauce.
Okay.
End on a light note.
Okay.
because we're thankful that you have had such an education, that you are an advocate in the arena in which you are. And young folks, if you're listening, and parents, if you have young people in your home or that you talk to, this is a young black man. He's already given us his age. He's well educated. He's well traveled. He's done what he had to do so that now he can do what he wants to do, and that is provide us with a good flavor sauce.
How about that? Ooh, that sounded good. I need to hire you.
Well, you know what? You know what I just thought about? Verlon, you do know,
right?
What's that? I need him to write something.
I don't know if they could. Maybe they could put it on their corn. You need to get with the all shucks people and see if they can come up with it.
Well, here's the deal, man. The reason I asked you if you needed a commercial is because that's what I do.
I got you.
I'm a voiceover guy, right? I don't necessarily need to do it for the money. I just want to help you get your product out there so that other people can see the value, not in my voice, but in the product that I'm speaking of, right? So when I mentioned to you placing your product in the movie series, we have another one that we're preparing to start filming in March, which is a different movie. It's sort of like a Fast and Furious kind of movie, right? So we could put your stuff in either one of those arenas if you'd like. And we'll talk about that a little bit offline. But what I really want people to understand is that you did what you had to do to get your education, which prepared you to do what you're doing now in your fun arena, which is also going to generate revenue, right? So now, ladies and gentlemen, he has more than one avenue of revenue, which is what we all attempt to do, create more streams of income. And that's what's so key. So I congratulate you, man, on sticking to it. 10, 12, 13 years studying your sauce. And this comes to a point, ladies and gentlemen, again, where you have to work on your craft.
Absolutely.
You cannot just throw something out there and expect people to want to get it because, one, I can sell it to black folks. All black folk didn't vote for President Obama, did
they? Man, that's facts.
So we have to make sure we work on our craft again, and then work on it again and again, and then go out there and share it with the world.
Yeah, Unfortunately, it's not just that, like you said, that didactic education, my degrees and so forth, but it's also my upbringing. I always tell people there are three forms of education. This is my philosophy. There's upbringing, there's didactic education, what you learn in school, and then there's tragic event. You don't ever want to learn from tragic event, although it's the most impactful. I'll give an example of that. Somebody saying, I wear my seatbelt all the time because they had a loved one that died because they didn't wear their seatbelt. Now I always wear my seatbelt. Well, I stopped smoking because so-and-so died from lung cancer. You don't ever want to learn that way. Therefore, I would be honest and tell you the way I learned the most, or the way I was educated the most, was upbringing. My parents and my aunts and uncles and my cousins provided me with so many life experiences that I knew this is how I was going to do it. Whatever it was, this is how I was going to do it. So therefore, going to school and getting educated, ensuring that one day I became an entrepreneur and had a business with a different, ensuring that I saved 401k, 529 plans for my kids, and stocks and bonds. All of those things were taught to me, honestly, from my upbringing and parents. And not saying that I am, perfect, because I'm not, but that too was part of what I learned from my parents, which is learn from your own mistakes.
Right.
You don't have to be, I would tell anybody, I would rather be wise than intelligent. Because to be wise is to know when to be smart, when to have common sense, when to utilize the things that you know, right? So I'm so appreciative of my parents and that education that they provided me, that I'm able to help any and everyone, and I try to help any and everyone, especially if you look like me. I will go out of my way to make sure that you have some knowledge. Now, whether you choose to do what I asked or take the pros and cons and do what you, but I'm going to encounter you and give you an opportunity to learn something that you might not have known before.
Yeah, you remind me of Solomon when you said that, because Solomon asked for two things of the Lord. It was wisdom and understanding. So it's very interesting that you use the word wise, and being more wise than anything else, which is more valuable than anything, because it helps you to determine the left and the right, and or the straight and narrow.
Absolutely.
So ladies and gentlemen, once again, I wanted to just give a station break and pause here and just thank everyone for tuning in to Conversation is Art, the Val and Val Show. And this evening we have our very own Verlon Salley. He's a facilitator of health equity, but he is also a barbecue guru, because he put that sauce in everything.
Hit it with sauce.
Hey, and Verlon, in your sharing, Kimberly said an awesome testimony.
Oh,
and so, we talked about sauce and we talked about health equity. So, for you all next week, what we're going to keep it right on moving. And I think it's kind of so timely because I found out today that my cousin's husband received a kidney from her sister, his sister-in-law. So next week, we're going to have Legacy of Hope Organ and Tissue Alliance, aka for the old school people, Alabama Organ Center of old days. We're going to have Latoya Bishop as a representative and Roderick Wilkins, who's a donor recipient. And you all, why this conversation is so important is that because of disparities and medical mistrust, we don't really want to be organ donors, which pushes us further down the list because matches do come better within a race of people. So we hope you all enjoy us. Not enjoy us, join us and come in for this conversation because it's so important. You can say you want to be an organ donor on your license. Also, talk about getting advanced directives, making what you want to be done once you either die, unfortunately, or you get in a bad accident. UAB is a trauma center, and we see a lot of high traumas, and they just don't make it. They're brain dead. And I think they used to have a slogan. I don't know if it's still that don't take your organs to heaven is what they used to say. And for those of you who had secured that route, don't take them to other place either. Okay, we still can use them.
Well, Val, I've been an organ donor since I was 18 years old. So
yeah,
on my
I have
license.
too. I have to. No, we have some people, they won't even give blood. So this is really an area that we need to grow in. So we thank you all for joining us. Please share this, like our page, and follow us. Val and I we're trying to grow our audience and just see what God take us with this. We've had a fun time the past 3 years now going on, Val. We were just doing this during COVID, but we kept it going and we expanded the platform because we just want to share knowledge. And conversation is art, and there's a lot of conversations we need to have so we can step up and move on.
Yep. And next week, ladies and gentlemen, will be our first show during the Black History month, but we got 12 months in the year, so all of them are Black History months for me.
There it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay some history on you.
Oh,
Anyway.
I'm coming back for that. I'm a history buff. I'm coming back for that.
Yeah.
Hey, look, here my sister on here begging. I'm going down to visit her this Saturday. She told me, bring me a bottle, sis.
Bring your bottle.
I got you, sister.
That's right. I got you.
And she added, I will pay you. She know we don't roll like that. That's why she
not
put a
at
smiley
all.
face.
Not at all.
Yeah, I got you. Most
Yeah,
definitely.
that's cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want some final words from you, Sauce King.
All my words is about be merry, be happy, be blessed, and appreciate the fact that you are still here on this earth with what's going on today.
Yes.
But be a blessing to somebody else as well. Impart knowledge. We talked about wisdom. The other two things that accompany wisdom is, for me, is competence and empathy. Wisdom, competence, and empathy, that makes for a great leader. So those are my words. Be that to somebody.
Good deal.
Well, thank you all for joining us. You all have a great night. And we look forward to seeing you all next week.
Yes.
Good night.
Take good care, everyone.